the ocean of stars. And I am joined by man who must go to bathroom and other man who still is here. Say hello, man. That's him saying hello. That's as much as you're gonna get as a hello out of him.
Pretty much. I'm focused right now.
Thank you for trying.
This thing has a lot of health.
Alright.
This game also has some really awesome music. Oh, it's regenerating, that's fine. Getting anywhere.
Oh, nice. Get some bonuses. Yeah, so far after finishing up the second movie, I'm really enjoying it, and honestly, it's the best way to consume that first show.
Actually, there's a different way you can consume it, but it's gonna be so much more condensed that you're gonna miss.
What would that be?
There's a game that you have to import for the PS4 called ST Gundam G Generation Genesis, and all the storylines are condensed versions of everything that happens all the way up to Gundam Unicorn.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
And it takes a lot of liberties, and you actually get to bring in your own group of people per in every mission. So you can outfit these pilots in different mechs and stuff. They'll have their own stat lines.
Huh. That's kind of cool.
It's a fun game. In fact, I'm almost got the achievement for it for completing everything in it. But yeah, no, it's super condensed though. Like, I think the original Gundam series only gets 5 or 6 maps, which the last map took me about half an hour to beat because of how long it is.
Huh.
Yeah, it's, like I said, it's even more condensed.
Yeah. The first time I tried watching the show, though, it was a little bit more difficult to really stick along with it. The movies, though, are a lot easier to stick through.
The movies are a good way to do it. The only thing about the movies are they take out 2 things from what I remember. They take out a mobile suit that's only featured once called the Zagrillo, which honestly there's no big loss, and it takes out another thing called the G Armor, which is virtually the Gundam in this contraption that turns it into a mobile tank.
Oh shit.
But it doesn't really play that big of a role. Hell, I just had a Mountain Dew. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, I opened it. It's sitting in front of me.
I wonder where it could be.
I didn't know I opened it. I don't remember opening it.
Auto consumer.
I probably shouldn't have this many tabs opened.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
Oh yeah, Neil, did you see what came out today or tomorrow?
What came out, or what is coming out?
The definitive version of Tales of Vesperia.
Ew! Heh. Are they adding anything to it?
The definitive version I know is a. I have to look it up, but I know it's the PS3 version that we never got, which did Flynn becomes playable, and they added another character entirely. They added the Mystic Arts. They added a new one for each character.
Huh.
I gotta see what else they added because I know it's the I know it is, version of, which, like I said, has stuff that we never got.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of cool.
And it will be full HD.
Yeah. That was honestly one of my favorite.
I liked Vesperia a lot.
I did too.
The one thing that it does irk me a bit about it is one of the characters I really wanted to like, but I found a story to just be very flat, and that was Raven.
Raven, yeah. Yep. I agree.
Like, they had this nice big hidden build up, and then it comes out and
you're like, oh, you're not that interesting, actually.
yeah, in fact, your entire thing, which I was excited for, longer thing I'm excited for.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, they definitely made... He was basically the Mandarin from Iron Man 3.
Yeah, he does a quick heel turn, then he's back to...
Yep. I think I might be ready to start going down deeper.
Gotta go deeper.
Yeah, diggy diggy dig. Yay! Yay for turbo boost.
Are you speed hacking?
Kinda.
I'm not gonna lie, I was actually doing on the playthrough of Zoid's Legacy I just did, because the Pro Controller, you know how I should have those things on the back?
Yep.
I literally set one to be the speed hack button, so I held it down while playing it.
Honestly, I found it to be the best way to play through these, through RPGs.
Well, the reason I do it for Zoid's Legacies in particular is because the battle animate, because it's a Game Boy Advance game, and the battle animation can be laggy sometimes. And certain attacks will hit multiple characters, so you have to see the same animation play out multiple times. I'd rather not have to do that multiple times.
Yeah, I hear ya. With me, it's with the grinding, it helps keep it from getting too monotonous. Which, I mean, seeing how... I mean, I gotta work for a living, so I don't have, like, all the time. Some people got to just, like, sit down and play on just the normal speed. So, I mean, I think I'm happy that they fucking have shit like that.
So tell me how you really feel now.
That I enjoy it because it cuts down time that I'd otherwise waste. Woo! Crossing a bridge. Astral Cave. I love the artwork that they did for this game. I had no idea that this game was as in-depth as it was.
Oh yeah.
No idea. I seriously did not know. You pick this thing up, it's like fucking they got skills from like tabletop fucking games.
I mean, it is. There's a reason why that started an entire franchise, even if the last 2 games in that franchise were very
Meh. Yeah.
Honestly, the last one I wanted like so much more, but the fact that they took out the planet hopping entirely in that one.
Yeah. I mean, the first one really hasn't had any planet hopping, but it's what it does have, it does well.
Well, it's more the fact. Well, neither does 2. If you remember, 2 only has 2 planets, but
Yeah.
the way they're built up is you know that there's a bigger world out there.
Right.
Where in the did you ever play the 5th one?
5th one was...
It was the last one that came out. It was a PS4 exclusive.
No, I did not.
So in this one, you start off as a person from this planet. That's, you know, in their medieval, weird, mythological world.
Yeah.
And you're not aware that there's a bigger world out there. And you end up meeting a girl who is from another world, and it just kind of... And it just plays out that the maps are big, but you're just confined to... If I remember, you're only confined to a continent of this planet.
Huh.
Where, like, even with 2, you had virtually the entirety of both planets to work with. Because unfortunately, nowadays, games have gone away from actual world maps in lieu of doing connective maps. Which nothing's wrong with that, but I miss the scale, I'll put it that way.
I do too, and that's one of the biggest peeves I have with RPGs now. It's...
Well, like...
Games used to feel so much bigger.
Yep. Well, the Zoid Saga that I just played, there's a big point where your character is fighting for this girl that literally in the confines of the story he had just met. But because you're on this world map and you know that there's no way, you know, moving from one town to this town is going to be that fast, like in your mind, subconsciously, you're putting together, this is a couple-day journey that they're, you know, they're probably with each other for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
With where they do the connective maps, honestly, it makes the world smaller, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. Because even if it's just an illusion of grandeur of a bigger world, that illusion does so much of a better job, like painting a time scale, than those connected maps do. Because the connected maps just it makes it feel like barely any time has really passed in the story at all.
Yeah, it just feels like you're going from one objective to the next.
Yeah. That's one thing I thought Final Fantasy 15 did right, though, was the way they built their world. Because it was almost a hybrid. Because you almost had a world map, but it was just the roads and the highway, getting from town to town. Oh man. God damn it. I need to heal. Don't kill me. I just did it twice now. I can't... Did you ever play 15?
I own it, but I've only ever done the multiplayer.
Okay. How's the multiplayer?
Not Xbox. I own it somewhere.
Yeah, I have it on... Scott and I were playing the multiplayer, which the multiplayer is pretty good.
Oh, okay. See, I never played the multiplayer.
The multiplayer is very reminiscent. Virtually, you make your own character in it, and it takes place during the story of 15. Because every time I started it, because I've never made it to that part in the story, it complains to me. But it's mission oriented, where like you'll do a mission and stuff, and you'll get gear. They still have the food aspect that everyone loves. And you can kind of make your character the way you want them to be. Like, it's pretty fun. Like, I was running around with a spear for most of it.
So it's basically GTA Online for Final Fantasy.
It is. It's just it doesn't have the continued open world. It has a hub world that you're only in, and then the missions. Then you'll pick a mission that your buddy will join you in. It'll then load you guys into another hub world where you can get food ingredients and stuff. And cook food, then I'll load the mission.
So a little more like Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm still my biggest disappointment with 15 though is still the summons.
Yeah, they were kind of lackluster.
Well, the fact that you can only use certain summons in certain areas. Like, I understand. I understand the point was to make them more than just a being that you summoned.
Right.
Their own entity that had their own requirements, which that I didn't mind. But you only had, if I remember right, 4 summons in the entire of the game. Where
yeah.
No, you had technically 5 because I think you can summon Bahamut once.
Right. But I never really felt like the summons, like they really didn't make that big of a difference.
Besides Ramu, because I think Ramu only shows up when you're dying.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I didn't play 13 enough to even get to the summons, so I don't know how they handle it. But I know that they're like machines for some reason.
Ah. Oh, 13 could have been so much better.
I remember as a kid seeing.
Yeah, it's a little overpowered.
Seeing what?
Seeing the trailer for it, and I was so ecstatic because it was, first of all, it looked beautiful, and 8 was my first Final Fantasy, and to see the Gunblade again, oh, I was so happy. And then I didn't get it at launch. I actually got it. I got some either their birthday or Christmas money, so I went over to GameStop and bought some used games, and that was one of them. I returned it within the day.
Yep.
Because I got to the, I want to say it was, I don't even know if the first boss fight, and I kept losing because they don't do a good job of explaining the combat system, and I kept losing because the middle character kept dying.
Yep.
And that is asinine. That is not Final Fantasy.
Right. No, it was extremely aggravating.
Oh, okay. That's just the patch for it. I misunderstood what that was downloading.
Thing that bugged me the most about 13 though is it had everything set up for a great story, a great adventure, and they screwed the goddamn pooch so goddamn bad.
I'm trying to remember. I was talking to someone who they were playing it, and they were waiting for that moment, the same moment that they had in Final Fantasy VII, where the world opened up. And once the world opened up, they realized it was already near the end of the game.
Yep. Yep. It was an on-rail shooter equivalent of a Final Fantasy game. And you know, constrained story it's not a bad way to tell a story. But it is a much more restricting way to do it. And to put limitations like having to keep, you know, the middle character alive during combat, asinine. That they could have gone with an entirely different direction, but they decided to be fucking idiots.
Welcome to Square Enix. Can we have your money now?
Mm-hmm.
Square. To quote a Duke Nukem song, you used to be cool.
Yep. There was a time. And I'm playing something from that time. Well, this is Enix.
Yeah, which they're the same company now.
Yep.
But again, that's your. I don't know who did it, who did what to who, because, like I said, the Square, like the Enix properties have gone downhill in quality.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, the games didn't have to get shittier. They had tons of talent and ability in their development staff. They could have utilized correctly. And for a reason that beats me, they decided to try all this new experimentation with the way that they constructed their games. It's just, it was too bad.
I will say, at least the last Dragon Quest game was very good, but it was back to form, though.
Where I'm just letting the game play itself right now.
Welcome to mobile games where they don't care.
Yeah.
No, this is actually nice because I don't have to do anything.
Which, you know, back to form for Dragon Quest isn't exactly a bad thing, but
it doesn't push the envelope.
I really don't have to worry about dying because fucking I pretty much one-shot every boss.
And I'm not saying that, you know, Square Enix should have continued just pumping out the same stuff that worked previously. But, you know, if you're gonna go to try something new, don't immediately reinvent the wheel and think you're doing a good job. No, the wheel works. Make improvements. Find ways to make it better, tweak it, make it your own. But, for God's sakes.
See, but that's kind of an issue with JRPGs in that same genre as Final Fantasy. There really isn't much more you can develop with. Because if you develop too much, then you kind of lose that old charm.
And that's kind of what I'm referring to, you know?
Yeah. But then at the same time, if you don't, then you're threatening to become stagnant. You're literally caught in a catch-22.
Yeah. Well, you have games that innovate with JRPGs correctly, and one of the most recent series I can think of that does an excellent job of it, and the games are fun. They're very fun. Is the the Trail series.
Oh, Well, they're still mostly going back to form with some like little things.
Yes. However, the combat system, the way that they do their equipment management, the a resource that you gather from the monsters that help you upgrade your skills and abilities, it's much more akin to something like a Western RPG, like Oblivion, Skyrim, where you know what you do has an impact on how your character performs. In that same sense that if you kill certain monsters certain ways, you get more of a certain resource that can be used to increase certain abilities and skills in a certain skill set.
Here's my control config. That's what I want.
But yeah, I think that was one of the better spins on the system that I've seen lately.
Oh, fuck.
And honestly, it's fun to play. I don't know if you've ever played the series.
I have not.
It's something else. It's a treat because it feels just like, you know, classic JRPGs. But it's got systems in there that feel refreshed, new.
So,
And you know, to give you an idea, I've spent, I think, about 40 hours in that game, and I think I've only gotten maybe 15-20% through. Just because I kept playing it, and then I would actually just start a new game and play it and just find a different way to do things. There's so much player freedom with how you develop your character.
let's see how well this patch works.
My game abbreviates my name as Butt.
That's because you're one.
My name's Butters.
You're an ass.
Damn it, Butter, stop shooting people in the deck.
Ah! I'm grounded. I've been bad.
Have you beaten the
The fractured butthole.
yeah, have you got a chance to beat that one yet?
Not yet.
Oh, you need to get to Butter's dad's a fight.
Oh my god.
And wait until you see how you do that fight.
Oh, that is great. Ashley messaged me. Concerned about the cat.
Oh, how is Onion?
Onion is doing good.
You know what you should do? You should
Huh?
do that. Jason Paradise actually has a camera set up for just his cat.
Oh, just have a camera set up here for the cat.
It's a camera that's pointed at the cat bed at all times.
Yeah, I thought about doing that myself.
Huh. Larry says we should get a cat camera.
No,
so
and Neil, know what you
can-
could attach it to?
Huh.
The cat tree.
Thought you were on my side.
You're wrong. I'm on my own side.
I'm on the side without sides. Cameras.
You're forever alone.
Larry says you should get a cat camera so you can watch Onion. She said yes, please.
You're welcome, Neil.
Notice I'm not saying thank you.
Sounds like a personal problem to me.
Nope. You're my personal problem.
I'm the state's personal problem.
Hey, Malfo.
You're in danger.
Oh, that's funny.
What?
She said that she left The Office playing on the tablet for her. Apparently, whenever we watch TV on the tablet or on the TV, she just sits there and watches it with us,
Oh,
like engrossed. It doesn't matter what's on. Fuck yeah! Woo! Look at me go!
you're not suction cup, man.
Fuck you!
Get it right. It's fuck your shit. I'm going up.
Fuck your shit! I'm going out.
Look at me go! Everyone has cat problems but me. So if I can turn on. Sorry about that. I can't remember how to do it with this program.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to use Desmumi to speed hack.
What are you playing?
I did find a a download for Zoid's Zoid Saga DS that translates the menus, and I have a guide on the side. I just want to be able to speed the game up. And this doesn't have a system to, at least not apparent to me, I'll put it that way, to let me speed the game up.
Huh.
Because Virtual Boy, the one I use a lot, literally has a key that says speed up. So I can hold that while playing.
Yeah, not all the emulators have that turbo function built in.
I know. I know. I was seeing if this one did. It doesn't look like it. Let me double check.
Yeah, somebody actually made a hack for Chinatown Wars to play the game in 3D.
Hmm.
It's like it's actually the camera set as a third-person shooter, and it's actually really, really good.
Okay, no, they do have a thing in here, but it's not what I was hoping.
Let's see if I
They
can
have a gradual increase button,
find it.
which I just want to be able to hold the button.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, see, if they would have made a Grand Theft Auto game like this for handheld, that would have been amazing.
Ooh, the sprites on this look so much nicer.
Woo, Mandrake acquired! Mandrake acquired! I'm acquiring Drake some man. I about lost my shit the other day when I was playing. There's a door that you go through in this game. The door has a padlock on it, right? And there's a switch on the back wall. You flip the switch, the door lifts up. I want to remind you there's a padlock on the door that connects it from the wall to the door. So the padlock just moves up too.
Okay, so this patch is very incomplete. Because the menus actually aren't translated. Funniest part is random stuff is translated, like the main character's name.
Huh.
So then, if that's the case, what I should do is pull this guide too. Just have these run side by side. Actually, what I should do, if that's the case... Okay, so this is just the battle of attrition then. I'm okay. I'm really sad this game never came over because even in Japanese, the game is actually a lot of fun and I think would have done well. I mean, what really drives me nuts at this day and age, though, is a lot of these games, these companies could with English in them, and they would be, and just redistribute them digitally, so you wouldn't have to pay anyone a cost for packaging.
Right.
And it really wouldn't take that much time because all you'd have to do is get a translator. That's it. Because, like I said, the animations on this look great. You know, this is old 3DS, not 3DS. This is old DS stuff. It looks great. It moves fluidly. And the worst part is too, because it combines 3 of the games. One of the games is already rather, even if it was poorly. So, you know, roughly 33% is already done. Right?
Yeah, no, you are right on the money on that one. It makes no sense to not re-release it and get the translations, because they could make quite a bit of money.
Especially because only one company owns the Zoi's rights in the United States.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a community for it. Ooh, we got the deck command Mud. Oh boy, this one's gonna be a bit hard. Do I have any commands?
Alright, I think I'm gonna save. Yeah, I'm almost 6 hours into this already. Alrighty. Well, that's it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the stream.